North Carolina First Alert Weather Day update.
Well, we've seen quite a bit of rain across the area already this morning. We're already seeing rain accumulations up to around almost 2 inches there into parts of Lawrence County. We're just shy of an inch down around Abbeville. You've got around just shy of an inch around Gaffney as well, even into northern parts of Granville County, getting close to that 1 inch mark there. Even through parts of the mountains, we're anywhere from around 1/4 of an inch of rain to even close, getting close, especially across those western mountains to around an inch of rain. So it's been a wet start to the day already, and we're going to see more and more rain as we head into the next several days. As we take a look at those rainfall totals here going forward, this is adding on to what we've already seen. This is a look towards tonight. From now until tonight, expected to pick up another 1 to 1.5 inches across the upstate, and in the mountains a little less for you, about 1/10 of an inch to around 1/2 an inch of rain. As we look ahead through the day on Tuesday, adding on, so now we're getting up to those 1 to 2 inch rainfall totals across the upstate. In the mountains, about 1/2 an inch to around an inch of rain by the time we get from now until Tuesday night. When we talk about Wednesday, we're adding on, we keep adding on day after day after day. So while not these rainfall totals each day don't necessarily add up to big flooding concerns, when you compound it day after day after day, that's where we start to see the biggest issues come into play, where we've got that risk that we could see some issues with minor flooding starting this afternoon and into the day tomorrow, those flood-prone areas, smaller creeks as well. But once we get into the later part of the week, we could see some bigger issues start to develop, especially in these areas that are getting more and more rain. So by Wednesday night, we're talking about 1.5 inches to around 2.5 inches into the upstate, about 1/2 an inch to around 2.5 inches into the mountains. And by Thursday night, we're now talking getting close to that 3 to even 4 inch range across parts of the upstate. In the mountains, still about 1 to 3 inches for you, especially across those Tennessee, North Carolina mountains. That's where we're going to see some of those lower rainfall totals. But by Friday night, as we get through an entire week, an entire work week of this, look at these rainfall totals across the upstate. We're talking about 3 to 5.5 inches of rain. Now, this is a little lower than what the models were outputting yesterday, so that's some good news there, but it's still a big concern for us in terms of what we could be looking at in that flooding potential going forward into the later part of this week. We'll be keeping a very close eye on that as we get these rainfall totals, once we actually see how much rain develops out of these systems. Temperature-wise, it's also going to be a cooler week. Our temperatures as we head into the next several days are going to be on the cooler side. You notice our afternoon highs are only going to be into the 70s across the upstate. We don't see those 80s again until we get into the weekend. And as you look into the mountains, we're looking at those 60s on Wednesday and Thursday as well. So it's going to be a little bit cooler for the remainder of the week. Haley?